this X guard position, if you look at, in this position, my left foot has to maintain contact with the back of his kneecap. If I don't, even with this foot here, let's say I just have it touching, but there's no pressure, if you just kicks out and back, yeah, I'm gonna lose it. But if I leave this contact, I'm always following this leg wherever it goes. Whether he steps backwards, I'm hooked. If he steps forward, I'm following. If he lifts up, I'm following. Okay? It's the same, that contact always has to be there. And this is where, even though all this complex leg weaving and stuff, that's a very simple thing to remember. And when I go for this sweep, it's the same thing. I just slide down. If he steps back, my foot's contacted. If he lifts up, it's contacted. If he steps forward, I keep contact. Okay? That's how I'm going to control his balance. I can't just leave it. And that's the hard thing with a lot of these positions. You're so focused on so many things. Knee out, hooked, overhook, controlling, getting underneath the belly. That when you do all this and you're working for the balance, you forget about one of these details and you easily lose that position. So with X guard, the things that you have to remember is this foot hook is always contacting, whether it's here or here. This kneecap, I want to try to maintain contact here. Okay? If at any time this pops out to this side, the importance of this hook just became, just doubled, because if I lose that, he's going to get the side body. So not only do I have to keep contact, but I have to make sure that I have enough contact to slide my leg back. Okay? So I have contact at all times, contact at all times, contact at all times. And then contact either here or here. Okay? So we're going to go into the next one. So we control this sleeve. Sometimes I'm going to control this sleeve. This is one of my favorite ones here. So once I control this sleeve, okay, whether he has this or not, I'm just going to reach up and control. A lot of times the guys will be grabbing the lapel and kind of trying to pick me up or something, just to get me uncomfortable. I'm going to control the sleeve here, and my goal is to just tuck this to the outside of my hip. Okay? So when I do this, I'm going to pull, and now all I'm going to do is pull both my legs towards me. So a second ago, with this opposite grip, I kicked both my legs out to get the sweep, and then just roll left to get the sweep. On this one, I'm going to go ahead and pull this way, push this way, and then pull my legs towards me and roll them towards his other shoulder. So here. Okay. And you can just follow up, and you still have the X on his legs here. Yeah. And this one's easier with the underhook position. Okay. Starting here, I like to control like this. Okay. So I'm going to make the transfer to the other hand, and I'm going to fold downwards. After I push down, look how I grip. I want my fist to be on the outside of his forearm bone here. Okay? So I can, once I get here, it's a push. If I grab any other way, if I start grabbing on his wristwatch, it's going to eventually become a pull. Okay? And he's going to have a lot more power. So make sure you grab on the outside, and then I push, get my knuckles on his forearm, and push down. Once I'm here, I'm just going to tuck everything towards me here, and then just follow through. And I've got the X on top. I can just undo this to get the side binder top. You can do this still from the Achilles lock. It's a little bit harder. Just like the other version where this was a lot easier. If you're grabbing here again, this is a lot easier to make the transfer versus this. Okay? It's a little bit harder to make the transfer. Same thing here. This is a lot easier to make the transfer than it is here. Okay? You can still do it, but after you make the transfer, I'm going to hit that switch. Okay? So I like to control here. Boom. Make the switch. Remember, I'm grabbing to the outside. Push straight down here. Boom. Fist on the outside of his forearm. Once I get here, I'm going to hit that roll and roll towards my back left shoulder. In a good position here. During that, you guys can really kind of splay your partner's hips out wide and almost give them like a wishbone thing. So just be careful that you don't leave that too wide open for them. Okay, let's give that a shot. 1, 2, 3.